Let's check this out. So first one, we've got New Tradition. Oh boy, already the cinematography is delicious. Look at this. Wow. Where did that outfit come from?
네가 알던 서울은 잊어버리는 게 좋을 거야. 이젠 서울 에디션 23. New Tradition. 과거의 패션은 다시 태어났고
Neutro? New retro?
수백 년 전 보물들은 이렇게 힙해졌어. 전통시장? 아니,
Oh, this is really clever.
핫플레이스지. 광장은 아트로 채웠어. 갖고 싶지 않아? 이 서울은 지금뿐이거든. 서울, make it yours.
Wow, that was wicked clever. This was the perfect blend of traditional and modern. Because think about this. When you create an ad and you do some type of promotion or marketing, one of the first things you got to figure out is, who are we talking to? Who is our target audience? Like, that's kind of where it begins for the most part, because then you build out from there. You know, you talk to people, types of people, groups of people, subsets of people, and categories. You talk to them in specific ways. You can use things like visual imagery or music. Everything's very specifically picked. It's very complex. But like this shot, this whole video does an awesome job of blending the generations and being really, really inclusive. Let me show you this brilliant thing they did here. So we've got this transition that goes, we're kind of panning from left to right. And then we get into this, I don't know if it's like a dining area.
전통시장?
Okay, right here. We're going to follow this young lady all the way through. He's talking about the traditional markets.
시장?
And then we go right into this modern scene.
아니, 핫플레이스지.
Because now we've spoken to both kind of groups of people.
전통시장?
You've got the traditional markets. But you notice they didn't just go from showing you traditional markets and then modern markets, facilities, diners, restaurants. We are going to use this young lady as our transition, because you also, this is subtext at its finest. Are you ready for this? If we show you these two images of traditional and modern, and we don't tie them together, you run the risk of the viewer getting this like subconscious view of there still being a divide. There's still being a separation between these cultures of people. You with me so far? So what we're going to do is we're going to follow this young lady into the next shot,
시장?
because there's still one and the same. There's still a blend of cultures across generations. So she even acknowledges this young lady. Her turning her head and seeing this other young lady moving through the door is now an acknowledgement of that other culture. And it makes us also look ahead. And then we follow them right through the door.
아니, 핫플레이스지.
Perfect. See what I mean? It's little things like that that is so, so clever.
광장은 아트로 채웠어.
Wow. Fills the air with art. The only thing that I wasn't a fan of, and I understand why they did it, but I just wasn't a fan of it. They use a few shots of the city that are sped up, which is fine. It's either like a time lapse or they're just compressing the time of that shot. I'll bring up a couple. I'll show you. But what I didn't like was the camera, when it was filming, wasn't steady. So when we compress the time of that shot, it makes the shot really jittery. Let's see if I can find one.
과거의 패션은 다시 태어났고 수백 년 전 보물들은 이렇게 힙해졌어.
This is really clever too. I mean, just the whole modern water park, the young crew, awesome.
전통시장?
Yeah.
아니, 핫플레이스지. 광장은 아트로 채웠어. 갖고 싶지 않아? 이 서울은 지금뿐이거든.
Of course, I watched the whole ad again and didn't see it because it was like at the beginning. Of course.
서울 에디션 23.
Okay, that right there. It's as small as this is a person walking down the road with the camera. Watch this shot. You see how you can right there? I'm sure it was like somebody's phone camera, which makes sense, okay? A drone shot coming down the hill would have been smoother. But here's the catch. Here's the truth of this. This wasn't too bad. This was a steady cam, which is good. Or a stabilized, I guess is probably the right word.
서울 에디션 23.
But see, I can understand why they did this. Because a drone shot right here in this traditional area. See how we have both shots again? We have traditional here, and then look in the background. We have modern. So I feel like a drone shot here being smooth and cinematic would have taken away from the area because we're not in the modern yet. That's over there. We're in the traditional. So it does make sense that we're kind of using somebody walking down the street, but because it's sped up, we kind of lose that effect of somebody walking down the street. It becomes a little distracting to me. And thankfully, it's only like a half-second shot. It's not a big deal. But of this entire thing, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Wow. And what's awesome is we've got another one. The next one is Nature in the City. This is another tourism ad.
서울을 그냥 도시로만 알았다면 미안. 이건 서울 에디션 23. Nature in the City.
Wow.
도시 한복판에 캠핑장이 펼쳐지고
See, again, we have a blend of two cultures. City people, nature people. Nature in the city. Best of both worlds. We can talk to both groups now in a very respectful way because it doesn't always have to be one or the other, right?
World ignites and we take flight.
City campers.
Chasing our dreams through the night.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Did you see that? That's brilliant.
Chasing our dreams through the night.
Oh, how cool is that spot? That is amazing.
하늘 아래 누워 책을 읽지.
Open air library. Huh.
도시를 내려다보며 등산하는 즐거움. 어때? 가장 핫한 선셋? 우린 한강에서 봐. 끌린다면 서둘러. 서울은 계속 바뀌고 있거든. 서울, make it yours.
Wow, that again is so clever. You think about how many, well, hold on, let me see how I phrase this. You can imagine how easy it would be for people to say, I don't want to go to the city. Not just Seoul, but like any city. Because when you're in the city, you lose touch with nature. You lose like the natural world around you. Well, in this video, they're kind of showing you, no, you don't. You just get a different perspective, different views. We still have ways for you to come in contact with this natural world. And they're going to show it to you. Not just talk about it in a voiceover where you have to use your imagination. Show it to you. This shot is perfect. You think it's a coincidence that these birds are in this shot? This magnificent sunset? You think it's a coincidence that this shot specifically has this bird flying by? The editor chose that shot. This shot could have been 15 minutes long, but the editor chose to throw this piece in, highlighting once again that this is the natural world around you. You just happen to be in a city.
우린 한강에서 봐.
Awesome. And again, that is the acknowledgement from this subject. We start this scene with her looking at the sunset.
가장 핫한 선셋?
We follow this bird, and then she is also going to acknowledge this bird on the way out.
우린 한강에서 봐.
That's a connection between the art itself and us as the viewer. I love Korean tourism ads. I love Korean tourism ads. It's so good.
끌린다면 서둘러. 서울은 계속 바뀌고 있거든. 서울, make it yours.
See, and what I think is also really smart about both ads is that the music is not the main point. The visuals are. So the music works, but it doesn't overpower the visuals. Because the music isn't what's going to bring you. It's the visuals. Well done.